Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Shin Kim. This is the class of United States History. Actually, today's class is the last class. Congratulations for you to finish this class. And today my topic is the civil right. Even though there is still there is some racial discrimination in the United States, unfortunately. Actually, United States has independence from actually Great Britain, and as soon as actually United States was established, the government actually, especially Supreme Court, made a law that called actually amendment. Okay, the first amendment in 1791. That actually amendment, that law, national federal law, actually claimed the freedom. Okay, freedom for everybody. Okay. So one of the first actually freedom is that Congress shall make no law respecting on establishments of a religion. That means the freedom of religion. Okay, we're gonna accept every denomination. We're gonna accept every religion. Oh, welcome to United States. You may choose your own religion by yourself. At the time, it seems like in the from the modern perspective, it is so natural. But as we already studied around 300 years ago or 250 years ago at the time, all the nation in the Europe actually they have their national religion. Okay, national religion means as soon as one country choose one specific denomination. Actually, except that national religion, other religions are considered over heretic. That means they if they still they don't believe, they don't accept the national religion. That means they going to be arrested. Going to receive a fine. Okay, or some in some area actually they should risk their life. Okay, life death penalty. But as soon as the United States actually is established, actually they allow the religious freedom. Okay, we no longer discriminate you according to religion, according to denomination. And the number two is the freedom of speech or the press. Whatever you say, it's okay. Whatever you actually criticize the government, it's okay. You have a freedom of speech. You have a freedom of press. Okay. Well, in your thinking, whatever you're talking about, it's okay. We're gonna accept that. But isn't it amazing? Even around 300 years ago, United States, the government actually accepting freedom of speech. Even some people actually has a complaint against the president. They may say, okay, there is no limit for the people criticize the government. But still, we are living in 2022, but still in many countries, as soon as you criticize the president, as soon as you criticize the government, some actually nation, people still risk of their life. Okay, I don't want to mention specific country, but I even today, I read a lot of newspaper. Okay, even they, as soon as they criticize their governor, they going to be arrested and they receive the death penalty. Still, they have no freedom of speech. But around 300 years ago, United States government actually they allow it, freedom of speech. And the number three is right over the people peacefully to assemble. So getting together, make a voice. They have actually freedom to getting together. So, but around this is actually the result of the independence movement. Actually, USA have independence from England in 1776, and by the president of Abraham Lincoln, finally they actually Abraham Lincoln in his heart, in his mind, everybody is equal regardless their skin color. So there was actually civil war between the North and South, and finally the northern part, North actually won the war against the South, and after civil war actually everybody become every actually African American at the time they were slave and they become free men. And 15th Amendment, according to the federal law in 1817, actually right to vote will not be denied based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude. That means the African American actually they were actually captured in Africa, and they were sold to North America, USA, and they become the slave. Through their whole life, actually, they have no freedom to going out. Okay, only they stay in the owners, white owners actually farm, and they dedicate their life to serve the white actually owner. Okay, white master. But after the result of the Civil War, finally, actually, African American they have a freedom, and even they have a freedom to vote. They have a vote. Okay, they have a right to vote. So this is one of the picture. Okay, look at the picture. This is the actually best example to express the 15th Amendment. Finally, African American has a freedom go out of the white master's house and make his actually family actually no longer actually slave to the white master. And look at the picture also. The Abraham Lincoln, he is become some kind of hero to the African Americans because he bring the freedom for all. Okay, freedom for all, both black and white. We are equal. So that kind of spirituality was born after Civil War. And the significance of the African American freedom is guarantee freedom for all former slaves and outlawed slavery. You are no longer a slave. You are free man. And also the guaranteed citizenship. You are citizenship, and you also have the right to vote. Okay. Also define the citizenship, not actually regarding this, not related to the skin color. Okay. You are born in the United States. You are American citizen. Okay. So it actually changed the definition of the citizenship. Also, the granted all adult male citizens the right to vote, regardless of race. Yeah, they have freedom to vote. They have a right, and guaranteed equal protection. You are American citizen, and the government is going to protect you. And also guarantee the due process. Anything you have a complaint, you make a proposal. Okay, that's the actually due process. Due process. Okay, if you have any discrimination in your life, you make a complaint, you make a proposal to the governor. Okay, and they're gonna listen to you. That is called the due process. So look at the picture again. After the background of the Abraham Lincoln, still some white guys actually they arrested one woman, African American woman, and they lynched her. Okay, but that kind of situation no longer allowed in the United States around 250 years ago. But as we know, even though African American has freedom, they no longer slave, and they become the American city. They have American citizenship. But still in some the north and the south has the war against each other, and finally the north won the war, and but the southern people, southern white people actually hate the North actually. So they actually make a nickname called Yankee. Yankee is a little bit lower vocabulary to call the North people. And even the northern white guys called southern people as redneck. Redneck means your neck is red. That means you are farmer. So they actually hate each other, especially in the southern area, including the Texas and the Virginia, Florida, that kind of region actually. There was a law called Jim Crow laws. In the southern area, still actually they discriminate African American. Look at the picture. There is two picture. Okay. It seems like the first picture, it seems there is lion, lizard, and some bird. And Africans were drawn as a monkey, okay, monkey. Yeah, unfortunately, still many white Southern people, Southern Americans actually consider the African American as a monkey, animals. They they never accept equality with the African American. So that's why they draw this kind of thing, Jim Crow law, okay? And the live picture actually describe colored entrance. That means there is a white entrance and the colored entrance. So in southern area, actually there is a public school for the white and the public school for the colored. Colored means actually African American, black, okay? So wherever you go, actually there is white only and colored entrance. So that means that they actually segregated, they discriminated people according to their skin color. So these two pictures actually symbolize the actually southern situation. Even though after Civil War, even actually African American has a freedom. Okay, they no longer slave, but unfortunately for a long time, even after Civil War, actually African Americans they were discriminated according to their skin color. So it was some kind of tragedy actually to African Americans, especially in the southern area. Maybe you may heard the name KKK. KKK actually means Ku Klux Klan, okay? KKK, this is very infamous actually organization. This is a secret organization used the terrorist tactics in order to restore white supremacy in the southern state after Civil War. So as I said, throughout the American USA history, actually this is a white country, okay? In the beginning, actually Anglo-Saxon, even there are Spanish and also there are France, Spain, and England. They are actually the white guys, okay? So white guy dominated the country in the beginning. That's why KKK is represent actually white supremacy, white dominated. White is superior than the black, the colored. And another also spirituality is male oriented. Actually, the USA in the beginning they despised the woman, okay, woman. Little bit later, I'm gonna little bit mention about this issue. And also Protestants dominated. When USA was born at the time. Many countries in Europe actually the Roman Catholic Church actually dominated in Western Europe, but USA was born with the spirituality of the Protestantism, okay, Protestant Church versus Catholic Church. Catholic Church dominated in the Western Europe, and that's why many Protestant church actually come to United States in order to find religious freedom. So Protestants actually dominated the country, and the KKK actually promoted hatred and discrimination against a specific ethnic, especially the African American, and also religious group, especially the Roman Catholic Church. So look at two pictures. KKK actually marching on the Washington D.C., the capital city of the United States. will publicly, okay, they show their face, and they try to show their power. We are not alone. There are so many actually white Americans actually they agree to KKK, and usually, yeah, the below picture represents their actually their flag, their custom, okay. With some they have some kind of mask. They actually mask their face, okay. With that actually clothing, actually they sometimes during the night time they go to the African American house and burn it, try to shut them to death, and there are so many actually crimes against African Americans. And KKK, yeah, look at the picture. Yeah, white guys aim his gun to the African American, okay. So KKK actually they are the organization composed of the white southern white, okay. White guys actually hate African American, maybe also Asians. Also they hate the Catholic Church. KKK is American white supremacist group, first formed in the 1860s, around during the Civil War. Okay, Civil War. KKK has advocated extremist reactionary positions such as white nationalism, anti-immigration. They don't like immigration. Okay, they don't like immigration. Around 10 years ago, actually, I have some business trip to the southern area. Okay, southern area. Maybe Tennessee. I went to the Tennessee, and in the elevator actually I met with one white old woman, and he asking me a question. Where are you coming from? At the time I was with another two Asians. Okay, they were born in the United States, and they answered the question. We're coming from New Jersey. But that white old man say, no, 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 no. You are not American. Where are you coming from? So the other two actually Asian. They was born in one is born in the New Jersey. One is born in the New York. So they keep saying, we coming from New Jersey. But the old man say that no, 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 no. You are not Americans. Where are you coming from? He keep asking that question. Finally, oh, you means our parents? Okay, definitely our parents coming from South Korea. So the old man actually asked a question to us again. Okay, when will you back to your country? So we will answer then. We will not back to our country. We will live here. That old man actually talked back to us. No, 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 no. You must not stay here. This is not your country. You must back to your country. Oh my God. Even in modern day, okay, there is some kinds of white nationalism in the especially in the southern area. So they hate immigration, okay? Immigration from Asia, immigration from Africa, immigration from Latin America. And also they anti-Catholicism. KKK actually used terrorism, both physical assault and murder, against group and individual whom they opposed. So the serious problem is that they actually doing the action. Okay, I hate you, and after that they show their hateness through the actually lynching, hitting, sometimes shooting. Okay, so that is some kind of terrorism. Okay, terrorism. And KKK has called for the purification of the American society. What is the meaning of purification? Maybe to the KKK is 100% of the population in the United States should be white only. So that means they are Africans and Asians, even the Mexicans. We should leave this country. That means the KKK is purification of the America, USA. So That is some kind of a crisis, racial crisis, and racial discrimination, also racial tragedy, okay, to each other. And but as we know, there is a civil rights movement, okay, civil rights movement. So many African American, they actually in danger of their life. So one of the guy called Du Bois, he is the African American guy. Okay, left look at the left picture. He is W.E.B. Du Bois. Actually, he is Black Americans and had to demand their social and civil life. We have right, okay? We have freedom. We have equality. So he claimed that. And another actually African American called Booker Washington actually had to achieve economic dependence. So in order to have equality with white guys, we should be rich. We should have some kind of economic power. So also he actually founded the first formal school for black. And Ida Wells, she is African woman. Look at the pictures. She actually campaigned against the lynching in the South. So KKK actually lynching the African American, and he against it, she against it, and also helped to block the establishment of a segregated school in the Chicago. So as I said, white only public school and colored only colored actually public school that was segregated, actually divide, okay? But she insisted, no, 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 we should going to the same school with white, okay? And she is also founder of National Association Colored Women. So even though, yeah, there are so many African American joining in civil rights movement, and but the situation, it seems like the situation of the African American never had been improved. Unfortunately, for a long time, especially in the southern area. For a long time, actually, African Americans suffered because of the racial discrimination. And yeah, this is one kind of representative of racial discrimination called the Plessy versus Ferguson in 1896. At the time, Supreme Court ruled against the Plessy, saying that segregated facility for white and black were illegal as long as the facility were of equal quality. That means, at the time, unfortunately, Supreme Court's say it is okay, segregate color only and white only. So look at the two picture, okay? Colored waiting room, okay? And we only serve white. So that means the racial discrimination. We only accepting white people, and we deny the colored customer. And even in the factory, there is two rooms. One room is for the white, and one room is the colored. Okay, so Supreme Court at the time, around 100 maybe 30 years ago, Supreme Court allowed segregation. Okay, only white for only, and colored only. They actually make a law, okay? There is no discrimination. It is. So even even the Supreme Court actually allowed segregation between the white and the black. So uh, so because of the so many discrimination, and also the Jim Crow law, so many actually African American at the time. Southern area is agricultural area, and many actually African American live in the southern area, because when they were exported from the Africa, okay, many of them actually was sent to the southern area, because the southern area is the some kind of agricultural area. Look at the map. Texas, through the Florida, okay, North Carolina, South Carolina, even including the Virginia. That area is an agricultural area. agricultural area, they need a lot of labor, so that's why they actually purchased a lot of African American slave. Okay, so majority of the African American at the time lived in the southern area, but as we know, still there are so many racial discrimination in the southern area. So finally, African American, they decided to leave the southern area. They moved to the west, moved to the north. Okay, because the northern area actually in the majority of the northern part, actually they welcome African American, and there is no discrimination in the north part. Okay, so that's why there is great migration during the 1916 and 1930. Large scale of movement, African Americans actually they moved from the south to the northern city in the early of 20th century, and in order to escape the Jim Crow law. Okay, white only, colored only. And there are so many actually KKK actually lynching, and the African American go to the school and or to go to the white school, and the white guys lynched, sometimes murdered the Africans. Okay, that thing is so common in the southern area around 100 years ago in the southern area. But as I said, still there are still in the modern day, it seems like still there is racial discrimination in the southern area, as I already explained about my personal experience. Good also painting factory job in the north with less discrimination. That's why so many African Americans move to the northern and even Los Angeles and San Francisco. So when I live in the New Jersey, especially when I actually travel to the New York City, actually there is in the Harlem so many African Americans live there. That is one kind of result of the great migration. Whenever we go to the big city, there is so many African Americans. Okay, so this is the result of the great migration, not from other country, only from the south to the north. And finally, civil rights movement. Okay, even though there was a civil rights movement after Civil War, but still there is a big discrimination in the southern area, as I said. And for years, African Americans would struggle with violence. Yeah, the KKK really arrest African American, burn the house, kick them out of the factory, and they lynched, and there are so many actually murder and lynching and discrimination in the southern area. And finally, many of you actually accustomed the name of the Martin Luther King. Okay, even there is according to the calendar, actually there is a Martin Luther King Day. That is a national holiday. Okay, and that great civil rights movement started in the late of 1950s, especially Rosa Parks. Look at the picture. She is Rosa Parks. One day actually she took the Montgomery. Okay, what the city name is Montgomery. Actually, she took the bus and she sit on the chair. Okay, but suddenly there was a white guy coming in, and you may look at the picture. Okay, that white male asked her, "Hey, you are black. Go to the back. This is my seat." But as we know, there are so many vacant seats in the bus. Okay, and the white guy, including the driver, they came to the Rosa Parks. "Hey, your seat is over there, the back seat. Move there." But Rosa Parks, she actually refused it. No. I have a right to sit wherever. Okay, this is my freedom to sit. Which seat choose? That's my choice. And she was arrested by the policeman, and she was jailed. And many African Americans, they now get angry, especially Martin Luther King. Finally, you may look at the bottom picture. Okay, he is extremely famous African American leader, and actually he led the march on Washington. This is Washington D.C. Okay, Washington D.C. In support of equal rights for the black in 1965. He actually delivered a good message in the Washington D.C. That is the "I have a dream, I have a dream" actually speech. That is one of the greatest speech throughout the human history. So if you go to the YouTube, just actually typing that "I have a dream" speech, you may find what he is talking about. Actually, he is dreaming of equality. Okay, black and white living together. So that his actual dream is so simple. Okay, there is no racial discrimination. African American is also the American citizenship. Even through the 15th Amendment in 1817, actually African American has freedom. Okay, free right to vote. So we are equal. So I strongly recommend for you to listen to his actually speech. And Martin Luther King Jr. has won the Nobel Peace Prize, but unfortunately, he actually was assassinated. Okay, he was murdered in 1968. So because of the Martin Luther King Jr., because of his achievements, actually the situation of African American little bit actually enhanced. Okay, but as a result, finally President Barack Obama, through the American history, first African American actually become the president of the United States. Okay, that is some kind of a glorious moment. Okay, in 2008, Barack Obama became the first African American president, and he also become second actually presidency in 2012. Okay, so this is some kind of a symbolic moment, historic moment, because of a civil rights movement. As a result, finally the first African American become the president of the United States of America. And you may see the live picture. Many Africans welcome Barack Obama. Some of them actually they cry out. Finally, our dream has been achieved, and they were delighted about Barack Obama. And but unfortunately, still there is a racial discrimination. Okay, still there is some discrimination. That's why there is still Black Lives Matter in 2013. Black Lives Matter 2013, and because of George Floyd, look at the upper actually picture. White policeman, he arrested George Floyd, and with his knee he pressed him. Okay, and he said that I cannot breathe, I cannot breathe. But the white actually policeman actually ignored, and finally George Floyd died. That is this picture actually one kind of symbol of there is still racial discrimination in the United States, especially by the policemen. And Black Lives Matter. That's why Black Lives Matter. Okay, still we may see this kind of a slogan, Black Lives Matter. That actually decentralized the political and the social movement that seek to the wildlife racism and the discrimination and the racial inequality. Even though, there was African American Barack Obama, finally he became the first African American president, but still there is some inequality. Okay, still there is racial discrimination, racism in the United States, and the police brutality and the racially motivated violence against the black people still we experience it. Even I experienced that. Okay. Uh, Now we are living in the corona pandemic. Okay, corona pandemic. As we know, but we are not sure about the coronavirus actually coming from the China or not. We still investigate that. And coronavirus actually spread throughout the United States, and many people died. And because of their religion, actually, some actually Americans actually they show the violence against the Asians. Even me, I'm Asian, okay? I'm Asian. And stop Asian hate, okay? There are so still comparing to 2020, actually almost over 200% violence against the Asian. Okay, that means still there are so many racial discrimination in the United States. Okay, so that's why we are not silent. Okay, we are not silent. Asians, we are not silent. Stop Asian hate. Okay, Black Lives Matters. These kinds of events, accidents actually symbolize that still there is invisible racial discrimination in the United States. So also, I'm living in the United States, and one of my hobbies is that my actually children live in United States equality with white guys. No racial discrimination anymore. So that is also one of my dream. Okay, one of my dream. Stop hate. Stop Asian hate. Stop African hate. Okay, everybody is equal. Especially as Christians. Christian believe that everybody is equal. Everybody is the creation of the God. Okay. So we are equal to each other. And before actually finishing my last lecture, one thing that actually I didn't didn't mention about is the some kinds of as I said, male-oriented society. Okay, through the long time actually U.S. history actually it ignored women's, and that called culture of domestic means home. Okay, domesticity, that means the woman belong to house. Okay, woman belong to the home, and women were protector of the domestic virtue. That means the woman belong to home. Okay, that is woman's place. Women were expected to be in the home, not in the outside. Okay, not in the company, not in the government. Women should be stay in the home. Oh my God. But yeah, regarding the African American racial discrimination, this is a sexual discrimination. So for a long time, women were expected, particularly in the middle class, to be in the home. Women belong to the home, and women were denied the political and the legal rights. Okay, they cannot have a job in the company. The women cannot be a politician and something like that. And even women could not divorce. If they did, they divorce actually only husbands has custody of the children. That means after divorce actually only men can hold has the right to have the children. Okay, women's after divorce they cannot the women cannot live their children. Okay, also wife beating, that means the husband's actually beating the wife, and that is illegal. So the wife beating was only illegal in a few places. That means most places in the United States. Okay, majority of the United States. Okay, many places wife beating is illegal. Oh my God, domestic violence is allowed. Okay, And the women lack access to education, only encouraged to attend elementary school. Women were not allowed to higher education for a long time. So even many university actually they accepting only male, okay, only men. Women were barred. Women were kicked out of the higher education. So barred from higher education, Oberlin College. The Oberlin College became the first university to accept women in 1837. So Oberlin College, okay, even women were not allowed to go to the university, okay. So, but for the first time in 1837, finally, women were accepted to university. And there are so many feminist movements called National Women's Suffrage Association. Finally, women actually had the right to vote in 1920s. What did I say? African American male, when actually African male have a right to vote in 1817. Exactly 50 years later, white women have a right to vote. Oh my God. Even, yeah, we focusing on the racial discrimination, but we also try to see some kinds of sexual discrimination, okay, sexual discrimination. So finally, women actually had the right to vote in 1920, almost 50 years later after African males. And there was the feminist movement during the 1950s. Finally, women had the right to have the job. And now it seems like there is no more sexual discrimination in the American society, okay? But we must recognize that even around 70 years ago, there are so many sexual discrimination in the United States. And what do you expect? Yeah, equality for everybody. Even the women's, pregnant, and even the colored people, including the African and the Asians, and even actually regardless of the religion and handicapped, everybody is equal in the United States. Now, yeah, according to the federal law of the United States, it seems like everybody is equal. But as I said, there is still some kinds of grass barrier, grass wall. Okay, still there is racial discrimination, sexual discrimination, religious discrimination. It seems like invisible, but still we feel it, especially when you go to visit the southern area of the United States. But still, I believe that USA is one of the country for the freedom and the equality. Okay, even though you visit other country, there is more serious discrimination. But according to my personal interpretation, my personal view, but USA is one of the country to open to everybody. That's why they still accepting many immigration. Also, still USA has the land of opportunity for everybody. So thanks to listen to my lecture for this during this semester, and have a good vacation. Thank you.